Hello and welcome back to On Par in the Southwest. I have a very special guest with us today. I'm just going to rifle through some fun facts about him first. 9 wins on the Gateway Tour, 1 PGA Tour win, participated in 4 major championships, even finishing T18 in the 2015 US Open. He works at Torreon in Las Sendas as a golf instructor, and most importantly, he is now a member of the PGA of America. I have Charlie Beljan with us today. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a treat to be here. I just got my head out of the books for 23 days and completed the test, and now have my Class A and a proud member of the PGA of America.
You finished the program in 23 days.
Yep.
I have to ask, why? Why did you do it so fast?
The short answer is there's a section championship that's coming up, and I have become very fond of the Southwest section and all that they've done for me throughout my golfing career. I wanted to participate in that and possibly represent the Southwest section moving forward. And the deadline was quick. It was not an enjoyable process, but I put my head down, studied, passed the test, and here I am.
That's incredible. I mean, it's inspiring to hopefully some young associates out there that they know that they can do it. But obviously you went through an accelerator program. Like I mentioned, you were on the PGA Tour. Let's kind of circle back to that.
Okay.
Can you just tell us what's your most memorable moment on tour?
There's lots of memorable moments on tour, as I was in 6th grade and got to sit behind the 16th hole here at the Waste Management Phoenix Open before it is what it is. And I was there when Tiger Woods made that infamous hole-in-one, right when he came onto the scene. And then a few months later, he wins the Masters by 15. And that's when I said, man, this is what I want to do. So that's kind of what propelled me to the tour. It was a long road for me to get there. Like you mentioned, won multiple times on the Gateway Tour, never got through Q School, almost gave up the game. And then happened to get my tour card after my 5th trip to Q School, won my rookie season, and things just kind of went from there.
That's incredible. Now, you mentioned Tiger Woods, obviously, kind of got you into the game. When you were on tour, did you have any instances with him, any experiences?
My very first, I unfortunately never got to play with him. I stood on Pebble Beach #1 when it was dark out. He approached the tee. I was a rookie. I wasn't going to ask Mr. Woods, can I join you? Unfortunately, he didn't ask if I wanted to join him. Still one of my biggest regrets, but a great story I have. 2008 US Open, 2009 US Open at Bethpage. He walks into the room. The oxygen gets sucked out of the room. The people are watching this guy put his food on his plate, watching him spoon to mouth. And my mom and my sister and I were sitting about 15 feet away. And they're like, you got to go introduce yourself. You might not ever get this chance again. I said, no, I'm not going to be that guy. Eventually, after enough nagging, they convinced me. I walked what seemed like a mile, maybe 15 feet, and I walked up to him and I said, Mr. Woods, I said, my name's Charlie Beljan. I would just like to introduce myself and say it's a pleasure to have my name on the same trophy in you. And he's sitting there eating his oatmeal and he looks up at me and I'll never forget it. And he goes, which one? And I said, I won the 2002 US Junior. He said, where at? I said, Atlanta Athletic Club. He said, oh, the home of Bobby Jones. Very cool. And I wished him, a great tournament. He did the same back to me. It felt like a 15-minute conversation. It was maybe 23 seconds. But that was the first interaction I had with him. Since then, hit balls next to him, had lunch, at the same table, but never got to experience the thrill of walking the fairways with him.
I mean, that conversation alone, so many people would give anything to have. So I think that's incredible in itself. About your time on tour, let's kind of go into how open you are with mental health.
Yeah.
What spurred this journey with you, and what kind of impact are you hoping to make with your mental health journey?
So actually today is 58 months sober for me. So it's a big deal. Mental health is something that so many struggle with, especially athletes, because our identity is strictly in how many points we scored, what the score was at the end of the day. And it drives so many of us into a deep, dark hole. For me, it was alcohol, and luckily enough, I was able to bounce off the bottom. And so now I just want to give back not only to the golfing community, but to just people as a whole, and let them know that, hey, it doesn't matter. Everybody thought that my life was perfect. Here I am, a young kid. I'm winning on the tour. Oh my gosh, your life couldn't be more glamorous. Meanwhile, inside, I'd never been more miserable, suffering, attempted suicide, things like that. And if I can just help save one person from going down that dark road and path that I did, that's what I live for now. I just want to give my time to others, and me being an authentic human being on social media, where everybody just wants to share their highlight reels. That's all social media is. It's everybody's highlight reel of their life. So I decided to approach it a little bit differently, and I'm a vulnerable, authentic human being. And now I've got companies reaching out. I'm flying over the country. I'm speaking to kids. I'm speaking to people, and it's really it's been a very humbling journey, but it's been an absolute, the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life, better than any golf shot I could ever hit. And so now I just want to help more people.
That's incredible. Now, as a PGA member,
Yeah.
do you plan on utilizing this to help you in any way with your journey?
Great question. So absolutely. One of the biggest reasons, like you said, why did I do it so fast, was the section championship. But with that, there's so many opportunities, and the PGA platform is so big. And that's all I want to do. Is God gave me this gift to hit a golf ball. And so when I speak, people listen because I could hit a golf ball. And with the platform now of the PGA of America, and who knows where that could take me, I can just reach so many more people. People always ask me, do you want to go back and play? The answer is no. I hate traveling. I don't like being away from my family. I don't want to live in a box 40 weeks a year. But if I can do that and help a lot more people and grow my platform, then I guess that's what he's calling me to do.
Now, you've mentioned the section championship a couple times.
Yeah.
We have learned that there will be a spot for the Southwest PGA for the Waste Management Phoenix Open in February, going to the winner of the section championship. What does that mean to you to be playing for something like that again?
I already thought that the section championship, with what it has to offer, and the trip to Bandon Dunes and the chance to play in the PGA championship was already huge. And when I read that email the other day, I paced my house, the energy that was going through my body, because I've been fortunate enough to play 5 or 6 times in the Waste Management. I know how big it is. But for me, it's not about playing in that tournament. It's about what happens if I can play in that tournament and I can play well. How many more people can I reach and can I help? And that's why I want to do it. Not for the money, not for the fame, not for, is hitting a tee shot in front of the people at 16 really cool, and having all your friends and family and that following around a lot of fun? Yeah, it's a lot more pressure than it was any other tour event. But I just want to grow my platform to help more people. And the fact that the PGA Tour did the right thing and gave the section back their exemption into their tournament, even though now it's a signature event, I feel like finally they actually made the right choice for once in a while.
Absolutely. And so what was that transition like, going from a PGA Tour player to now a PGA professional?
Now that I don't want to play and I want to help, and the doors that the PGA of America opens, it's like I said, it's not anywhere I thought I'd be, but I look forward to where it can take me.
That's incredible. Now, do you have any goals as a new PGA professional, PGA of America member?
Absolutely. Obviously, we got the section championship with a lot on the line coming up. I went to Moon Valley yesterday. I plan on going there once a week. There's a lot on the line at that tournament. But being a member of the section is a lot more than just playing good golf. Luckily, you've already invited me to join the communications committee. I attended my first Zoom meeting, so I look forward to doing that. Next year, I plan on running for the board. I'm not here to beat up on guys or play the tournaments, although that is a bonus if I can play well. But I would like to make a difference in the section. We have so many great players, from Michael Hopper. I mean, the season that he had, I don't know how many years ago, but it was winning by 5 or 10. We got Jesse Mueller over at Grand Canyon, who's a great player. I've known the guy since I was 7 or 8 years old, so I look forward to battling with him. And there's so many quality players in this section that I think, with maybe a voice like mine or something like that, that we can really bring better players to the section, take the players that we have and make them more known on a national level. But I just want to improve the section as a whole. I'm not here to play all the golf tournaments I can. I'm here to make a difference as a person and see what I can do to help benefit the section.
So you were born and raised here. Yep. Obviously, you played college golf in New Mexico. You traveled all over the country for the PGA Tour. You found yourself back here.
Yep.
Now you're a member of your hometown section.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
It means everything. Arizona is my home. I've been fortunate enough to travel the country and the world and see all the big cities and all the different really cool places that are around this country and they have to offer, but Arizona's my home. The weather's good. Yeah, is it hot during the summertime? It is, but now I'm fortunate enough to be able to go up to Torreon Golf Club and teach up in the pines in the cool air. But being a part of Arizona, it's who I am. It's where I was born, Northeast Mesa. Grew up on 10 different holes at Alta Mesa Golf Club. Now I live at Los Andes Golf Club. My mom was the GM at Alta Mesa. So Northeast Mesa is my life, and that's where I continue to be. It's where my sister and all my family still is. But now to be a part of the section and represent Arizona in a different way is something that I'm really looking forward to. And I just want to continue to grow the game and give back to the state and the city that gave me so much.
I think a lot of people that are working towards their tour status, there's a lot of traveling, a lot of people have questions. What was that like?
It's the worst. I'll tell you right now. I mean, airports and hotels and all that. I actually had a pretty cool deal. For 3 years, I had a 45-foot RV. So it was guys like me, John Daly, Jimmy Walker, Jason Day. We all traveled, parked. The tour was kind enough to park us right at the golf course, so you didn't have to deal with traffic or anything like that. We all got to barbecue. We got to know each other. But watching John Daly and that new Happy Gilmore, and he's just one of the classiest guys that there is, and people relate to him because he has struggles just like everybody else does.
Honestly, I've never really heard John Daly and Classy be put together very often,
You know, maybe classy wasn't the word, but a quality human being. Just a really good, down-to-earth guy that just says it like it is, tells you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear, and I think that's why people respect him. They can relate to him.
The Ryder Cup is coming up.
Yeah.
It's my favorite golf tournament of the year. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of anticipation with it. Do you have any moments or memories with any of those guys in particular?
You know, funny that you asked that. Keegan Bradley, as a matter of fact, my rookie season was the year after he won the PGA. I've got the utmost respect for Keegan now. The guy's been the highs. He's been at the bottom. He's bounced back to the top. I think 11th in the world this year. Just found out he didn't pick himself. I personally thought he should pick himself. He deserves it. I have no idea what it's like to play in a Ryder Cup, no idea what it's like to coach a Ryder Cup, so that was his choice. But funny story about Keegan, my rookie season, I kind of thought I was everything, you know, out there young. He just came off a major win, and we're in Las Vegas, and Beljan and Bradley, our lockers were always right next to each other. Well, every single week, this guy got more deliveries to his locker than you could ever imagine. I mean, they would stack up higher than I am tall. And he would always call me kid. And I got so sick of it. And I didn't tower over him, but I probably had 50 or 60 pounds on him. And one day there was enough Air Jordans in front of my locker with his name on them that I knocked them all down. And I said, I'm over this. And he came and said, what are you doing, kid? And I said, first of all, if you call me kid one more time, we're going to have a bigger problem. We're going to find out who's the kid. And after that, my locker never had stuff in front of it anymore. But I wish him nothing but the success. Watching him on the Netflix special have his heart broken in front of the world last year broke my heart. So for the PGA to come around and elect him as a captain, there's no guy more patriotic, more excited, more energetic to lead this team to a win. And hopefully he can do it because we need it.
We're definitely rooting for Keegan and all of his Air Jordans.
Yes, we are. And all his Air Jordans. You know, I just read a comment the other day that Keegan was giving Michael Jordan a hard time about, you know, Keegan beating him or whatever. And he said, you know what's funny though, Keegan? He goes, I don't see me wearing Air Keegans, and it looks like you're wearing my shoe, you know? So there's so many little, you know, one-liners back and forth. And that's, back to a question that you asked, the locker room is what you miss the most, because that's where guys there's no cameras, there's no lights, they can just be the authentic selves. And that's what I guess I miss the most, is the locker room banter and the fun one-liners.
It is awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. The section is lucky to have you, but the PGA of America is even luckier. So thank you so much for being here, and good luck in the section championship. I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you very much. I look forward to furthering our relationship on the communications committee and seeing what we can do to make the Southwest section one of the best sections in the country.
The best.
The best.
The best.
There you go.
In the country.
Cool.